Welcome to this bonus video. I woke up this morning and I had 500 subscribers and I was really happy about that. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed. It really motivates me to keep making you all videos. So I just thought I'd have a go at making something new with you. You've all enjoyed my scrap yarn blanket that was a variation of the original Wildflower Bunting I made that then led on to the penny bunting. So I've been playing around with hexagons and I thought we'd try out this square in a hexagon. So yeah, I've not made it before. We can do that together. So let's get started. I'm using DK acrylic yarn with a 4mm hook and starting with a double magic circle and chain 1. So in the middle of our square we have 4 puff stitches, so we're going to make 6 puff stitches for a hexagon. Trying to find that tail. There it is. Right, there we go. So to make our first puff stitch, we're going to pull the chain up and I'm going to make 3 loop puff stitches. Yeah, you can do 4 if you want. And then pull through and then chain 2. So we're going to do that 5 more times, yeah. So I'm just finishing off my last puff stitch, chain 2, and then we'll pull the circle tight. So pull your tail, see which loop tightens first, pull that loop and pull the whole thing tight. Take the yarn out of the way and we're going to slip stitch into the top of your first puff stitch to finish round 1. So we've got 6 puff stitches with a chain 2 space between each one. So for round 2 we're going to slip stitch across into the chain space and we're going to, so here we've gone into a granny stitch round. We're going to do the same thing but for a hexagon. So we're going to make 2 stitches. These are going to be our corners. So we're going to make 2 stitches in each one with a chain 2 space and then 2 stitches. Yeah, so chain 1 and then make your first US double, UK treble, however you like to do that. And then make a second. Let's chain 1 and then make 2 more stitches, US doubles, UK trebles. We'll then hop across to the next space and we'll do the same thing. 2 stitches, chain 1, 2 stitches. And I'll see you at the end of the round. I'm just making my last stitch, yeah, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join, and that's round 2, and I think that's worked quite well. That looks like a hexagon now. Yeah, so for round 3 we're going to be making these puff stitches again. Yeah, so we're going to go into the corner space, slip stitch into there. Yeah, you might want to need to make 1 or 2 slip stitches to get in there. So we're going to chain 1 and then we're going to make our first puff stitch. So again, I'm going to use a 3-loop puff stitch. You can use a 4-loop puff stitch if you want. So we're going to just pull that up to height of a US double, UK treble, yeah. Okay, let's chain 3. Like I said, I haven't made this before, so we might need to frog our work and go back, or rather I might. And then make another puff stitch in that same space. Yeah, so we're now going to go into the space between the two. We've got 4 stitches now along that edge, and we're going to go in the middle. So you've got 2 stitches and then the space and then 2 more. So we're going to chain 1 and we'll go into there to make another puff stitch. And then chain 1 and we're back at the corner. So we're going to make a puff stitch, chain 3, and then pull through. Make another puff stitch, sorry. So chain 1 and we'll make a puff stitch in there, in between the 2 groups of granny stitches. And then chain 1. So let's just check that that's working. Yeah, it seems to be. If it wasn't, then I could, if it was getting too tight, we could go back and put chain 2s here, or add a chain there, or maybe take a chain away. It seems to be working. So let's repeat. Yeah, so we've already chained 1. Let's go into the corner, make a puff stitch, chain 3 and a puff stitch. And then chain 1. So let's repeat that all the way around. So I'm just making my last puff stitch now. Chain 1 and then slip stitch into the top. So like I say, that's worked well, I think, with the chain 3 in the corners and the chain 1 between. If that doesn't fit for you, you could always try doing chain 2 in the corners instead. Yeah, so for round 4, we're going back to this granny square. Well, that's a granny square, but here we're just going to do like a granny hexagon round. So we're going to slip stitch into the corner. We're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles, and then we're going to make chain 1 and then 2 more stitches. Yeah, so however you like to do your starting stitch, and then another stitch, chain 1 and then 2 more stitches. We're going to hop across to the chain 1 space and make 2 stitches, and then across to the next chain 1 space, wasn't it, and make 2 stitches. All the stitches on this round will be US doubles, UK trebles. So into the corner we make 2 stitches, chain 1, 2 stitches, and then after the corner hop across to the next chain space, 2 stitches. So each edge will have 8 stitches, yeah, and then a chain 1 space in the corner, and I'll see you, well, let's just check that that's working. Yeah, seems to be working nice. So I'll see you at the end of the round, yeah. So I'm just making my last stitch, and then I'm just going to slip stitch across into one of those corner stitches, and there we go, it worked. If that round 4 hadn't quite fitted, then maybe we could have done 2 chains in the corners, or we could have added chain spaces between the groups. But that looks really cute. I really like that. I've never made that before, but it matches the square quite nicely. So yeah, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.